Hello everyone, let's start the webinar. The subject of today is SWOOD Quick Start. I am Bo, business developer for Asia Pacific zone of APCAT. Well, this is the agenda of today. We will talk about two subjects. The first one, SWOOD installation and configuration. So for the quick start, we will talk about after installation of the software, how to active licenses, how we can define the correctly SWOOD data folder, how to put the setting in options, and how we can define the SWOOD tab builder. Well, the second subject of today is first practice. So before start, we need to be sure there are some different library configured correctly. So you must have the basic library to start the use of SWOOD. And of course, we will present you different methods for start. So let us start the first slide. How we can active SWOOD licenses. So let's see here. When you installed SWOOD and after you launch SolidWorks, you should active your add-in of SWOOD. And after that, you need to active SWOOD. So there are two different modes. The first mode is automatic mode, and the second mode is manual mode. Now let us to see how we can work on it. So automatic mode is a automatic way. So you just need to click on next. It will try to find the server and directly activate. Sometimes you need to click several times to make sure you connect to the server. And of course, if you don't have the internet connection, you can use the manual way, send it by mail, and after that, active your licenses by using the response.xml file. Now let us to see what we can do with activation. So here you can see I will just click on I want active my product SWOOD. And here I will just go to next step, use next. And here I will choose active software licenses. Well, so by the first way, internet automatically. This way, automatic way, you just need to select the option and here put the serial number. Well, everyone will get a different serial number. Okay, and here I just put my personal serial number here, and after that put the email address, click on next, and here you will directly get the SWOOD design actived. So for SWOOD nesting, for SWOOD cam is the same way to activate. Okay, so for the second manual way, you need to use manual way to activate. Of course, you can activate by email, and of course, you can just put your serial number here, put the contact email inside. So you can just save one activation request document here by click on the button save. Here, this is a saved activation request text. And this one, you can directly send it by mail. So click on activation, put this request inside, and here directly send the email to activation@apcat.com. And the work is done. So just wait several seconds, you will get one feedback. This is automatic response. With this one, you can directly save it on your computer. And after that, just on the interface, use open, press on open to load the response file. And after that, click on next step to active your licenses. Of course, if it doesn't work, you can open it the second time to load it. So this is for activation of the software. After you activate, and here you can see you can do some verification. So you can go to SWOOD design and to check your licenses. Well, here it will show you the situation of your licenses. Okay, so this is the first step, how to active SWOOD licenses. Now let us go to next step. We will see how to active SolidWorks add-in. So SWOOD is the add-in of SolidWorks. If it is not activated automatically, you need to activate this add-in manually. So you can directly go to Tools, Add-in, and here it will show you the add-ins window. You need to select the first two cases, SWOOD Cam and SWOOD Design. And of course, if you want to start SWOOD Design and SWOOD Cam at the beginning, when you start SolidWorks, you need to select the second option too. So SWOOD Cam and SWOOD Design will be added automatically in your SolidWorks when you start it. So this is an element important you need to check. After you select the two cases, and each time when you start SolidWorks, you will get SWOOD Design and SWOOD Cam. Well, of course, there are the other configuration important we need to do. So here, we will talk about SolidWorks Tab Builder, how we can make the configuration for SWOOD property and for customer predefined personal properties. Now let us to see what is it and how it works. So this is a SWOOD interface inside of one furniture assembly. You can directly go to the Property tab. Inside you can define is a SWOOD nesting project or not. You can define the quantity. You can define different tab of the object. Is a product, is a hardware, is there the finishing? And here for hardware, does it have a code, supplier reference, and different things. So how we can define this different special property? To define it, you should go to Tools option, File Location. You will have Customer Property Files Location. You can add it manually. Go to your SWOOD data. Inside, you will have one folder, SW Firm. Just select this folder and save it in Tools option by clicking on OK button. And here you can see you have all the predefined SWOOD property. And of course, if you need some additional personal property, you can add it directly inside of the files. SWOOD is totally open software. You can add your personal property inside, but be careful, don't delete the old properties. Okay, now let us to see the next step about installation and configuration. So, for SWOOD, before you use it, you should have all the correct library and template. So where it comes from? By default, we will deliberate one SWOOD data user library. It's just one folder named SWOOD data, and inside we have all the necessary elements to run SWOOD. So when we get this folder, how we can put it inside of SWOOD? To do this, you should open SolidWorks, go to Tools, SWOOD Design, and use Option. And inside of Option, you should put correctly data folder. And here, for SWOOD data location, you should indicate it in the choice Data Directory and find the correct SWOOD data folder. And of course, you can set SWOOD language. You can use SolidWorks language. It means it will keep the same languages as SolidWorks. And of course, if you want, you can put your different language than SolidWorks. And the other thing important to make the configuration is for the metric system. If in your country you use the metric system, not inch and feet, here you should choose use metric system. And of course, you can hide the unit symbol during creation as you want. Okay, we have already finished the first step. The first step is installation and activation of SWOOD. Now let us go to second step, how we can create one simple furniture. So, before you start your first practice, you just need to be sure about different library. You should be careful about the material library. Okay, be sure you have the material library you need, and you can create your personal panel library, and you can have your edge library. This is the basic elements that you need to configure correctly your furniture. So the material library is possible to make import by CSV format. So we can use profit cube, cartridge, material of SolidWorks, or XML file. And of course, for the edge library, it's possible to import it by CSV file. For example, some software profit group can directly make some CSV file, and you can directly import it. Of course, you can create your personal panel library by including some machining and predefined material and the shape configuration inside. So, it's possible for SWOOD to import the material and edge just from the other format. Well, now let us talk about different methods for start. At first, for the new project, you can directly create the construction of the furniture by SWOOD panel function. It means you can directly create the construction, just use create a new panel, and here automatically you will get the global construction. And for some existing SolidWorks files, you can directly put SWOOD material on it. For example, you have one assembly of the furniture already created. You can directly put SWOOD material, and after that, you can directly generate the report for all your furniture. And of course, if you create your furniture with a multi-body part to save the time, you can directly convert the multi-body part of SolidWorks with some machining template to one assembly. And here, in your new assembly, you can define the material and all the panel again directly to generate the report, even nesting. So, you can see you have a different method to work with. Even for some special shape you create with SolidWorks, you can directly apply the material on it. Why here we talk about 3 different methods to store? Because sometimes when you get SWOOD, maybe you have already get SolidWorks. So for the old SolidWorks part or assembly, you can directly convert it into SWOOD project just by using SWOOD material, or for some multi-body parts, you can directly input some machining template inside to directly generate one assembly, have all the parts machining. Okay, now let us to see what we can do exactly. So here, this is the first project. And now let us to see some details. This simple furniture is just created based on one sketch. It's a simple SolidWorks project, and inside you have some part, and all the part is just one extrudation of a small rectangle. You can see here there's no material, there's nothing inside, and you cannot even include some hardware inside. So to use this SolidWorks created assembly, you just need to put the material on one part, and here you can use manage material, of course, to automatically select all your parts and affect all the material on it. When you have all the material, and now you can see you can make the configuration for all the panel to give him different orientation, to define correctly the length and width of your part. Okay, and now, well, after we define the good orientation of all your parts, you can directly put some hardware inside. So even for some SolidWorks created assembly, after you give him the material, you can easily put all your hardware and make the machining process and make the report function and do anything as you want. So SWOOD is one SolidWorks add-in permit you to use all your SolidWorks assembly and make the necessary machining and all the necessary function inside. So you can see when I use the report function, even for this SolidWorks created project, I can directly get my bill of material and get my report file. Okay, now the work is done. This is my first SolidWorks created project. Now let us to see another project. So this one is one interesting project that we created with SolidWorks, but it's a multi-body part. There is only the multi-body shape. So before I work on it, I can directly convert it to one assembly. When I convert this assembly, I can give him some machining template. In this machining template, we have all the necessary machining elements inside. So here, SWOOD will automatically build one assembly. From the multi-body part, it will build an assembly. And inside of assembly, for each part, we will use the machining template and regenerate all the necessary machining elements inside. And here you can see, automatically he analyzes all the pocket, all the calibration of outside. Here you can see, I can automatically apply all the material to my parts. And here, of course, I can use some function named panel management. It will help me check all the orientation and the material of my assembly. If there is no mistake, I can directly do the nesting for my assembly. And here the system will automatically calculate the nesting. And here, all the machining elements created inside of each part will be directly recognized in nesting, and you can directly do the nesting for each part and get all the machining on it. And here you can see all my work is done easily. Well, now let us go to next step. For this assembly, after I make the nesting calculation, I can directly generate one report. Here, for the report result, you can see I have my HTML web report. I have my nesting result with all the parts number and machining code. So here the work is done automatically. Now let us go to next step. Here we will create one furniture by ourselves. So this is the last way to create one furniture. We will create directly from SWOOD. How we can do it? So inside of SWOOD you can have different library. You can have one frame library. Inside you can put all your cabinet and some finished furniture. And here for SWOOD box, you will directly have some predefined component with the automatic dimension. With panel, you can directly have the calculation of the machining and all the elements inside. Okay, now let us go to next step. With all the predefined elements, we can directly create one assembly. And inside of the assembly, we can directly put all our predefined panel who get all the predefined machining options. So here we can see, I can directly insert all the panel, give him the good position, and give him the good dimension. Of course, if the dimension need to get some modification, you can modify it easily. You can use drag and drop to give him some reference plane and give him some positioning. Okay, so you can see with this quickly construction mode, inside of SWOOD, you can easily create one construction of your furniture. And all the created panel will be parametric. It will get all the constraints, and this construction permits you easily get some element inside. I can use some SWOOD box to directly define some definition of the dimension. And of course, this intelligent SWOOD box permits me to create some shape separation, to create some shelves, and even give him some special reference for the position. Well, this is everything that we need present today. For my global furniture, everything is created. Thank you very much for watching this webinar. And for the next session, we will show you more operation process to show you how to really start SWOOD software one by one. And we will create all the details function inside. Okay, thank you very much. See you next session.